Didn't want to do this, but I said, getting so many requests from his followers, I want to see us do the demonstration against the Gunmetal 17. Now, also too, just explain to the individual, we already outed the black surface that you're trying to use in your demonstration as posing it to be our product. We already have a video outing and showing a side-by-side demonstration that it doesn't even match at all, period. That clearly that is something that's not our product. Second, when you requested for me to turn the vinyl screen around to show the dark side, that didn't even match our screen. And we've already done the demonstration with the white screen next to ours, so we already know that the sample sheet that you're so-called using is not real. All right, so, but we do have your product here. And yet I've never seen a container at all. So, through your followers' requests, who have asked us to do a side-by-side of the gunmetal, because like I said, I had no interest in doing this, but this is through your followers who have requested this. We're going to do this on our ultra short throw $59 NEC 720p projector in a fully lit environment, because I noticed that you're doing a lot of these demonstrations in the dark, which means your screen can't pull up any form of image in a fully lit environment. And let's see if your screen, through your followers' request, can pick up next to a gunmetal screen. So here we are with your personal mix. And this will be your Metallica Mix 2.0. Remember, this is requests from your customer, your people who support you requested this demonstration. So it's the only reason why we're doing it. Right? So in this demonstration, we're doing hobby screen paints versus the ambient light or advanced ambient light projection Gunmetal 17. If I can figure out, there we go, our remote control, which one's going to pop up. All right, so first thing we always like to do is we like to show off white levels first. Let's go with white screens. There is display the white screens. Let's take your UV mix right there. That is your UV mix right next to our gunmetal, showing off the white levels. And then we have the Metallica mix and personal mix. Color red. Color red screen. And I explained to you, we've done this off camera because I was trying to spare you that your screen wasn't going to pick up. Your sorry, Crows UV mix does not pick up a red. I can take these and spread these out a little bit so you can see that your gray screener, where it's supposed to be that dark gray screen that you made, the UV mix, doesn't pick up a red. It picks up gray. So it's not seeing any form of red whatsoever. It's just seeing gray. Neither one of these are picking up at all. Wait, we can just come out of this and just go right through. There we go. Let's go with blue. I told you, the UV mix, the dark gray, can't see blue. Neither can none of these have the ability to see it. I think I might get a little bit more tape on that one because that one's actually wearing thin. But I wanted to look at that. This is blue. That's not blue. I'm coming back to get it. It's got to be the gunmetal, or not gunmetal. It's not even gunmetal. If he tries to claim it as a gunmetal screen, it's not gunmetal. It's not even real gunmetal. It is gray primer, and that's what it is. We have a demonstration backing that. That's all that is. It's just basically gray primer, because I was able to match that screen to some gray primer I was using in my basement, attic upstairs, to prime the attic to get it ready for a paint job. But as you can see, you don't pick up blue. And yet we can blend your screen. You can't pick contrast up either. There's a swap out. Your surface is producing gray. Oops, setting it right on top of my projector. And we can also blend your screen with no problem. See how the color comes up? That's supposed to be purple. Your screen can't pick it up. It's your UV mix, your dark gray mix, doesn't pick up color correctly. This is your personal mix, and then right there is your Metallica mix. I told you, I really didn't want to do this demonstration, but because your customer requested us to do this. Doesn't pick up red. All right, let's see if we can blend the screens. Let's go and pull in, let me see. Cat Trump demonstration displayed. You're not pulling a contrast level. And I can come in easily and show you that your contrast doesn't pick up at all, period. This is black. That's not black. Yet we can blend your screen with no problem. Same thing like the Black Novas. They can do the same thing. They can blend your screen with no problem. Now see how the background here in the coral reef, that's supposed to be black. You're not picking it up. Starfield screensaver. Starfield screensaver. You may have to go in manually on that one. That's going to fight us a bit. We'll clear that out. I told you I didn't want to do this demonstration. Your customers requested it. This is why your screens are sitting up here next to this gunmetal. I told you, you didn't want to do this. Now we're going into contrast. Already your screen's not picking up the background of the Fire Stick. Now, keep in mind, after we've done the demonstrations proving you out to be a fake, because we had two videos, the one you did claiming to be our product, which wasn't. Then you requested for me to turn my screen around to show the black side of the vinyl, which I did, and you were wrong on that too. I warned you ahead of time, you didn't want to go down that road. Now you're trying to do a demonstration with the white screen, saying this is how it is, on the same surface that you used that you were proven to be a fake on. But you never learn. But we're pretty much over and done with that because you're already proven as a fake. Meanwhile, they haven't done the demonstration on the 3 tablespoons of black, the video you deleted, matching it against your product. Didn't do that. Didn't do the Starfield demonstration of displaying your screen in a fully lit environment, showing contrast levels on your screen. Didn't do that. See, there you go. So you're kind of like a rat trying to figure out how to get off a sinking ship. So you're just grabbing onto anything. Here you go. We can mimic easily your UV paint. Make it easy. But you can't pick up colors and you definitely can't see contrast. This is why we request a Starfield demonstration. You can't get around it. There's only 2 colors. It's black and it's white. That's it. You can't get around it. If your screen can't pick up contrast under this Starfield, it can't see it. This is how we know which screen pulls the better contrast level. You can't see contrast on your UV mix. It doesn't pick up anything at all. It's just gray primer. I told you, we did a demonstration. We matched this with gray primer that I was doing my attic with upstairs. This is just house paint. That is just house paint. That's all it is. I can go downstairs and get a gray primer, and I got gray primer downstairs, and it'll match that screen right there in the middle. Your customers requested it. We had no interest in doing it. I told you off camera, we did the demonstration already. You didn't want to go down that road. I warned you ahead of time. But your customers sent me a bunch of emails. They wanted to see it, and this is what you got. And we're not doing this in the dark. As you do your demonstrations, always in the dark. You have to do your demonstrations in the dark because if anything comes up with the contrast level, you have to make sure your screen can blend in the best way it can. So you have to do demonstrations in the dark. We're not using an expensive P2 projector, $59 projector. So that shows that the videos that you were doing in your demonstrations, your overpriced projector is doing all the work. And this screen's not black, it's gunmetal. You can buy this over at Lowe's. Why do you not? It's called Cyber Paint. That's the color of it. That's the name of it. We know. I told you. I can just tell by looking at it what it is. That's what it is. Buy Cyber Paint. Pick it up. Throw it against it. I bet you it matches perfectly. And as for this stuff right here, no. This stuff is not worth anything. Like I said, every video that we caught you on, you deleted it. Every video, you deleted the videos that you don't want people to see. And then you continue to do this demonstration. Like I said, we already caught you already. You got outed for basically faking that demonstration because we did the side-by-side demonstration. We have your product over here. It didn't even match correctly to the product that we had here, which is your own. Didn't even match in the video, but yet you still go on and on with that same piece over and over. That's all he's got. That's all he's got. Like I said, it's like watching a rat trying to get off a sinking ship. That's what it's like. That's all he has. So we're going to let him deal with that because in his world, he thinks he's really doing something when he's really not at all, period. Meanwhile, I don't have to buy your product anymore. I'm just going to go to Lowe's. Matter of fact, I got my driver going down. I'll have her pick me up some primer tomorrow and I'll mimic your screen. Blue screen. See, you can't pick up an ounce of color. What about his darker screen? Yeah, you thought that was really gonna match your screen, didn't you? It's gray. It can't pick up blue. It picks up a dark gray version of blue. That's what it does. See, a dark gray version of blue. Because it's paint. That's all it is. It's just house paint. Nothing different about it. Do the demonstration with the video he deleted off of YouTube to match it with his original products. He didn't do it at all because they would have matched perfectly. This is your customer's request. And there is your personal mix. One's on the off because it has a darker shade. Why do you think he only charges $75 for the same product over and over and over again? Speaking of dark screens that can't pull color correctly, look how dark that looks next to your product. And it can't even pull up a proper blue. Gray. Well, y'all requested it, we gave it to you, okay? Remember, you asked for it. That's what you wanted, that's what we gave you. Oh, let me show you how, I can't show you how dark it is, how to really put something to block over top of without triggering the sensors. See how much darker my screen is to yours. There we go. TLC 4K demonstration. TLC 4K demonstration. I don't see this dark surface you keep talking about. Okay. That's how our product is supposed to be coming up dark.
So the future for the site will be more warehousing and redevelopment of the property. As we move that forward for this area, the 1,300 acre site did actually become something. And you know what? It will become something.
Tomorrow we put you against the ultralight gray. And you're not gonna like that demonstration. So you wanna talk about gray screen paints? We got one. We'll put it against an ultralight gray, show the difference, and we'll prime the screen too with everyday primer. Ugh. Definitely got no contrast on that screen. 22,001 contrast. One kind of projector, can't even pull it up. It's pretty sad. Philips 4K demonstration. Mind you, we just did this on the black screen, next to your video that you got proven as a fake. Contrast levels in that point. You can't pull contrast anywhere on that screen. This is why you do these demonstrations in the dark. You don't have a choice. LG 4K demonstrations. Oh, we can go bright with you. No problem. You don't pull color, and you don't pull contrast. The only thing you can pull is a white level, because it's paint. It's everyday primer. I got a stick downstairs that can basically match your screen, and it's a stick painted with primer. A $7 primer, and I can match your screen with it. Did that on the black screen. But for some reason, you can't see that contrast level. No, naysayers, stay in the room. There you go. Tell me why that screen is not pulling a contrast level. Where is it? This is why you pay a lot of money for gunmetal. This is why gunmetals cost a lot of money. Gunmetals can do things that other screens can't do. They can pull that heavy contrast level. But the difference between our technology is we beat the top gunmetal screens already. Oh, and if you check out the link in the last video, I left a document there that our discussion back and forth with Screen Innovation that was posted on my Facebook channel of us testing their product. And basically, well, you read through that document. So if we're able to go toe-to-toe with Screen Innovation, what makes you think you're a challenge for us? See how black that background is on that OLED demonstration? See how dark it is? This is your so-called UV mix right here. Can't even see contrast. All it sees is gray. You know why? I told you, gray primer. Primer, primer, primer. I can match any one of these screens by just going to Lowe's right now. There's no difference in any of them. And like I said, if I'm wrong in any of the demonstrations I've done, go make that paint that you made, giving to about 3 teaspoons of black and the white. Make that, the video you deleted, because not, I'll post it again at the bottom, and match it against your product and see how close they come to matching. Won't do the Starfield demonstration, won't do anything, but you got a nerve to ask me to turn my screen around so I can show the black side of it all, and it backfired. Oh, and this is from your customers requesting this. It's a $60 projector. $60. If I had your product on my screen, this is what I would have gotten. This is why you're doing your demonstrations in the dark right now while I'm doing mine in a fully lit environment on a projector that costs way less than yours. And my projector doesn't have anywhere near, not even 20,000, not even 10. It only has between 2 and 3 contrasts. That's it. 2,000 and 3,000 contrast. That's it. And it can see contrast better than your P2 projector. Now, again, we're going to request again today that you display that star field demonstration in a fully lit environment on that P2 and display and put a black piece of paper in the middle of the screen. We don't care what you have in the middle of the screen. Put that in the middle of the screen and match that surface. And as for going back to that same, and like I said, this guy, like I said, he has, what do you call it? Groundhog Day syndrome. That's what we're calling it now. Because you remember the movie Groundhog Day, he kept getting him doing the same thing over and over and over again. It doesn't make a difference what he did the day before, you just didn't remember it. We just outed you on that same board that you're doing that sad demonstration on, of trying to show off white levels on the same surface that you were proven wrong on live. We'll put that video at the bottom too in case you didn't get a chance to check that out. It didn't even match our video, and at that we had your product laying against the screen and it still didn't match. And then you went back out and you did the same demonstration using a white screen. Yeah, he's desperate, people. He's real desperate. There you go. You want to see what would happen? I told you that I did the test already offline. I didn't want you to see it. I warned you about it. It's the reason why I was trying to tell you, but you didn't want to listen. Well, you didn't say anything. The customers requested it. Gunmetal will destroy your screen easily. Here, let me show you something. I can mimic your screen over here, your UV mix. I can mimic it. I can blend it into colors with no problem. If you throw colors, I can blend your screen with no problem. You can't pull contrast levels and you can't pull proper colors next to it. Watch. See how the colors come up? See when the light hits it? When the light hits it, see how your screen shades and turns gray when the light hits it? That's because it's paint. That's all it is. See when the light hits our screen, see how it reflects it? So it maintains the contrast level on the screen? That's technology. But your screen, when the light hits it, see how it turns gray? There you go. That's why it doesn't match. Because paint doesn't have any form of technology in it. It's just paint. That's all it is. That's why your environment's dark. Because if you do a demonstration with a contrast level, that light reflecting off the screen is going to cause your screen to fade. I told you I want to go get it. You know what? Forget it. I did try to warn them. I did. There you go. And do not ask me for any more requests by, hey, do this, do that, because we did already entertained you the first time and it didn't go well for you by flipping the screen over and showing you the vinyl side. Didn't go well for you. So until you do what we tell you to do, all your demonstrations are for nothing. Should have did that a long time ago. People leave batteries run all the time. We shouldn't, but we do. Just now coming up with that, really? See, I told you, you can't see red at all. Well, your customers wanted it. They got it. Careful what you ask for. There's a reason why I told you I wasn't going to do the demonstration. And if I'm telling you something that I don't want to do, it's because the outcome is going to be bad. That's why. If I wanted to totally embarrass his products, I just buy all of them, take that sun killer technology, as I said, and just blow his screen out at 12 o'clock in the evening where his screen can't pick up. There's certain things I avoid not trying to do because I'm really not trying to teach this guy a lesson, not trying to basically stamp him in the dust. So he doesn't learn, so this is why this keeps happening to him. Every time you do a demonstration against us, we come back and we just blow your technology, we can't call it technology, your paint out of the water. But there's certain things I try to hold back on not doing, not because I'm afraid, it's because I'm trying to show a little mercy. So when you guys come in saying, oh, you just don't want to do it because you're afraid that no. Don't you watch my demonstrations? Do you watch the tests that I put my screens through? Do you have any idea what testing this screen just went through in the last couple of days? Are you kidding? I avoid doing those demonstrations because it will embarrass the daylights out of them. Just like the same incident when he asked me to turn my screen around, when he gives me those little challenges, I avoid those because I know the outcome. When he turned to me to turn around the screen and show you the black bottom part, no problem, I can show you. It hotspots number one, and it can't pull white level for crap. That's the difference. Our screen can maintain a white level, brighter than the vinyl, and it doesn't hotspot. Produces a nice, beautiful image. We've done all this stuff already before. That's how we know. So that's why I avoid his little, because to save him the embarrassment. I sat there on camera and just sat there and said, I really don't want to put his stuff against the screen because the outcome's not going to be good. And by the way, as you're watching the demonstration, this is what you need to be looking at. Anything that flashes black on the screen with color, black or color, it's not going to pick up. Doesn't 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 pick up. Should I keep continuing? Doesn't pick up. Doesn't pick up. Doesn't pick up. Really. Like I said, doesn't bug me at the end of the day, it doesn't. Y'all asked for it, that's what you wanted. One guy came in the room, he didn't even know what the color gunmetal was. It's the common sense when someone tells you that you really don't want to do this, you need to listen to when the person says, you really don't want to do this. But some of y'all are like a bull in a china shop, or how they say a porcupine, I like the commercial, porcupine in a balloon factory. Just don't learn. Sit there and just say, hey, the road's out. Y'all just go right across the road, crash into the ravine and just die. Don't listen. I'm going to say it one more time. His technology, well, I can't say it's paint. His paint does work if you're going to put it against a white screen. Next to our stuff, no. Since the wind has died down, would you like to continue this outside? Because if you think it's embarrassing out here, out there is even worse. Oh, my goodness. Tron Legacy. Doesn't pick up contrast. Doesn't pick up contrast. Doesn't pick up contrast. Look at it. Batman, Bane scene. What's worse, the fact that bottom line is that basically I'm going through a screen like this, or the fact that I'm using a $60 projector and all my lights are on? Which one? Here you go. Bam. How about you do the Batman demonstration in a fully lit environment? Oh man, it's just, I gotta, and this is what I'm trying to keep myself from doing, from showboating. Trying to keep myself from showboating. But when you tell somebody, don't do that, listen. My goodness. Seriously. This is really starting to get embarrassing. Seriously. Can't even pull a contrast level. Come on, man. And you want to go with your lighter gray screen paint, saying how superior they are to darker technology? No, not in a million years. Let's continue. I broke your back. That's bad. Come on. I don't know. I don't want to go any further with this. Blue screen. It's a $59 projector. A $59 projector. No calibrating. None of you are not even picking up the color correctly. Oh, man. How many screens I got to test you against? I can test you against every screen in here, and you would still not match not one of them. I don't have to have expensive projectors to make my screen look good. I don't have to go through any of that crap to begin with. Samsung 4K demonstrations. Higher white level? Yeah, you're going to need to pick up because you're a lighter screen. Did you not just see the demonstration of the screen being tested against 3 gunmetal screens, a matinee silver and a Seymour AV 1.3, which are high-grade silver screens? Did you not see that at all? No, your whatchamacallit's not going to do well in here either. Hey. Let's go back to that. I'm getting tired of this. I'm not getting tired of this. I'm tired. My allergies are messing up. I'm having some little bit of breathing problems, but I'm good. You know, I'm used to going through this crap anyway. But it's just not. It's funny because, like I said, I told you he's got like either Wile-E Coyote syndrome, or he has basically Groundhog syndrome. Look at that. It's not picking up the gray correctly, and the background is black. This screen you designed, darker screen you designed right here, you designed this to be able to pick up a contrast level. This is why you made this dark, to be able to pick up a contrast level. You can't see black. Doesn't even pick up an historical demonstration. If I did and keep in mind, this screen's gunmetal, and you can't pick up next to a gunmetal screen. Do you have any idea what a black Nova would do to your screen? It would make it look like a piece of tan paper. The screen's not even black, and you can't pick up a contrast next to it. Pick up a contrast next to a blue screen in there. Let's go your light gray screens. But this is what your customers requested. This is what they wanted. This is what they get. All right, I'm gonna get myself a hot cup of tea. And you can forget about doing demonstrations against the Black Nova. You're done on that one. We already outed you as a fake. So that's just a cry for help. Now we got a gunmetal screen that just popped up, and you can't even beat that one. Tomorrow morning, Lord will bless me with another screen, and you won't be to beat that one either. And another screen after that, and you won't be to beat that one either. You don't get it. The way you develop your product, I used to make this stuff. I told you way back in the day, 10 years, 10, 11 years ago, I used to make this stuff. I know what's in it. I know how it made. I know how it reacts to light. All right. I'm going to show you something pretty bad. You're not going to, we're going to do this for a minute. We're not even matching this. Because I doubt you did, with this paint right here, I doubt you did any of the tests that we did. If you've done any of the tests that we done on our product, feel free to do a live demonstration matching all the test demonstrations under the Black Nova and under, matter of fact, any of our screen paints. Do the same test we do on your product. Fully lit environment. Don't even use that P2 projector. Get yourself a low grade projector and do the demonstration exactly how we do it in our demonstrations. Fully lit environment, the whole 9 yards. And then take it outside. You're not going to do that. That is the back of my chair in my kitchen. I told you, you want to mind your own business, but you don't learn. That's fabric, stretchable fabric. And yes, as I said before, we tested it against our own product, just like we did with the whole black vinyl. So let's see what happens. 4K fish. That's your product sitting to the back of my chair. I've done this already. When it came in, this fabric came in, I was like, I wonder. And sure enough, it matched perfectly. Why? Because you don't do any testing with your product. When you don't do any testing with your product, when you don't do any real tests, you have nothing to back your product up. That's why tests are very important. This is why when you see me do demonstrations, I do all those tests. I go through those red, blues, and greens, and yellows, and all those colors and all that stuff, because I have to show the difference between my product and white sheets of paper, gray sheets of paper, certified projection screens, whether they be gunmetal, whether they be light silver, whatever they may be. I have to do all those demonstrations. But you, on the other hand, you don't do those demonstrations. As a matter of fact, you don't do any of those demonstrations at all. Period. What you do is you do demonstrations in a dark environment, high power projector, and say, hey, look at the difference. Look how amazing it looks. And the entire time, you don't do any of those demonstrations at all, period. Right now, you're trying to slander my work in a dark environment. In a dark environment on a $4,000 projector when I'm actually blowing out your screen on a $60 projector in a fully lit environment. That tells you right there. When my customers come in and watch my demonstrations, they can see my screen paint being displayed on all sorts of colors. Whether it's red, blue, green, whether it's black, whether it's white, we display them all. You don't do that. You pick and choose which ones are going to benefit your screen better. That's what you do. That's why there's nothing really special about your product. It all looks the same. You can't come up there and go, hey, Ken, the difference between my product is the fact that I can pull my projector back 22 feet and I can show you an image in the center of the screen. I want you to match that. I can put my screen against 22 certified screens. I want you to match that. I can take my screen, I can stick it outside on a 1,000 lumen projector. I want you to match that. I can show you contrast levels in a fully lit environment, whether the screen is blue, green, or gray. I want you to match that. Can't do that. You don't do those demonstrations at all. That's why we can do things on levels that your screen can't do. And I can do this to your product and match it perfectly because there's no real test behind it because it's just everyday paint. And if it's not everyday paint, then prove it. Do the demonstration which I requested, asking you to make that product that you made for free and match it against your price to show there's a difference. Now, at the bottom of the demonstration, I will be showing you my ultra light gray screen paint. And in that demonstration, you will see Crow's product land against our gray paint versus his. Then you will see me take primer, gray primer, and try to match it to my screen. Doesn't match. But then we take the gray primer and we match it to Crow's screen, and it matches perfectly. I'll post at the bottom. That was done live. That right there, and pray that doesn't fall on my projector, is a prime piece of wood in my basement. Color red. See what I mean? My chairs in my house produce a better red than your screen. And all the while, so you don't do the test. If you don't do the test, how would you even know if you don't do the test? That's why when you requested me to do the demonstration of the black vinyl next to the black screen, we laughed because we've done this one already. The first thing I do when I develop any kind of black screen or whatever, I have to go out and I have to test it against other screens to see how it reacts. That's why we have so many sample sheets of so many high-tech screens. This is why our demonstrations and test demonstrations are far different from yours, because we do the test when you don't. That makes it easier for me to come in and go, well, there's no real testing underneath this stuff. Let's see. Primer. Your product. My chairs. Man. I tell you, I take no pleasure in this. I really don't. And I really don't. He didn't learn. I told you he didn't learn nothing. He doesn't learn. I'm trying to help you out here. I'm telling you that you didn't want to do the demonstrations and you just don't listen. My great chairs produce better images than your screen paint. See if we can navigate this. Navigate this. Well, I should be able to navigate this. I can see it. There we go. All right, that's all for today. Let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna give you a word of advice. Don't ever think about saying, hey, can you take one of those gray chairs and match it against your gunmetal? You'll get embarrassed pretty bad. Like the black vinyl, you trust me, you want to quit while you're ahead. Black screen, you want to quit while you're ahead. Just want to give you that heads up real quick. In case you ever decide to request that, it's gonna be embarrassment number 2. I gotta start getting these videos all together and just putting a section on our website, just especially for you. Put an old gesture design around it or something, I don't know. From now on, this is going to be my digital 4K stick. This is what it's going to be. My digital 4K stick. Man. You know what? I'm going to bring my gray screen up. You want to go against an ultralight? See what happens? I'm going to show what's going to happen to your product next to an ultralight technology. Gray screen versus gray screen. Let's see what happens to your screen. And we're even going to give you some power with this. We'll bring out a Christie projector. We'll give you a little power. Now, mind you, your product costs your customers around $75 a quart. You don't have any gallon sizes, you don't have any 2 quarts. So, you think about it. A gallon would cost your customers around $300. You don't give out free shipping, so that's $23 right there. So altogether, your customers are paying for primer around about $323. My customers, on the other hand, with our products, they only pay $158 per gallon because we consider that to be a white screen, as we consider it to be. This is our technology under the ultralight gray. Now, the reason why this was developed, because I got a little sick and tired of people who make gray screen paints not doing the job right. We've been asking for starfill demonstrations. We've been asking for color pattern demonstrations against certified screens for the environments, but you don't do it. So we decided to make our own. This product is cheaper than your product, and it's more advanced than your product, because it can do something your screen can't do. It has 100% color coding technology, which means the screen instantly starts to turn dark. It's kind of like a really interesting surface. So, let's fire up our projector and see what happens. You've seen how light the screen was, did you not? When I put it against that wall, it's very light. But now it's dark. So we got a Christie projector using the big boy. And since you fellas naysayers want to talk about, oh, it's too dark, it's too dark. I told you, we develop everything. Gray screens, purple screens, red screens, green screens, we develop it. Even your light gray screen paints. Our light gray screen paints are far more advanced than what y'all have. But you're about to see it right now. All right. Let's go over, let's clean up our focus a little bit. And one thing I like to display on my screens is contrast. The one thing that everybody runs from. So, first things first, you know what? Cancel. I didn't say that. Color red. Color red screen. And she listens. Now, I'm going to warn you ahead of time. We've done this before. This is not going to go well for you. It's going to go really bad. But you wanted it. You know what? It reminds me on Tom Cruise where he gets in a fight with those guys at the diner and he explains to the guy like, you really don't want to get into this. You know, it's going to end real bad for you. That's what I'm kind of telling you. See, we can develop great technology too. You think, oh, we're just stuck on black screens. Are you kidding me? We develop everything. Everything. God has given me technology to develop everything. I can come into your backyard. I can take technology that you have and I can enhance it to the point where basically I can take out your own stuff easily. This is what I'm talking about. This is where our level of technology is at. So you weren't doing the gray screens correctly. What did we ask for? If you're going to be doing a gray screen, and we're doing all black screens at the time, and I sat there and said, I have no interest in doing a gray screen. I used to develop this technology years ago, so I know tricks about it on how to develop it in certain ways that you could never understand. But I did warn you. Mind you, that's your Metallica Mix 2.0. So that's the darker paint you have. This is the lighter one. Let's see if we can get this to stick much better. Now, that right there is the lighter one. I put the darker one first. Look up close, there you go. That is my ultralight gray screen paint. We're on a 4300 lumen projector, 1920 by 1200. You can't see color at all, period. You know why? Because there's no technology in your paint. It's just paint, that's all it is. No color coding capabilities, nothing. It's just paint. I don't even need a black screen to blow your screen out. I can bring a gray screen up here and take your screen out with no problem. Oh, you thought it was seeing blue, didn't you? No, it's not seeing blue. It can't see blue. See? It can't even pick up the color correctly. I'll put you right there so you can stare at that. We're going to do light gray screen versus light gray screen. Don't bring that Cinemax or whatever that paint's called is lighter than any of these. Oh, you're going to have a problem with that. Okay. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to some contrast demonstrations. Starfield screensaver. Hope she brings it up. And she does. Oh, that has got to hurt. Yeah, my light gray screen can pull a star field demonstration. It can see contrast, it can see color, it can pull white levels, and it's light gray. Same screen paint that you think that you make that's supposed to be so different, it's not different. It's just house paint. There's no difference to it. But I can show you the difference between my technology and yours on a light gray screen. I told you you didn't want to do this demonstration. You want to get up close and see what you're getting? So how does a light gray screen pull a contrast level that dark? Well, you don't have it. It's called color coding technology. Boy, I tell you, we had three people in the room. I know they were all Crows people. They saw that screen pull, that star field demonstration, they just left. Yeah, you had to leave. You no choice. See, that's why I told you you weren't doing your job correctly. You kept asking for a star field demonstration. Y'all kept putting it off. Y'all want to keep challenging our stuff, and y'all want to keep putting off when we ask you over and over again, what is the difference? Now, I can take a black screen, and I can show you white levels all day long on a black screen. I can show you color, everything you want to see. But when it comes to them gray screens, I ask you over and over again, can I see a contrast level? Can I see it in a fully lit environment? You don't show me any of those things. You duck and dodge all those demonstrations we asked you to do. But yet a black screen, we can display you white levels all day long. So if you can't do your job right, I'll design a product that's better than yours that can pull contrast level and can do all the things that we requested. I'm not going to request you to do something if I can't do it myself, and I can do it. That's why you're watching my screen pull a star field demonstration that's gray versus your stuff that can't. LG, beta fish. Where's your black background? Not even there. Not even pulling it up. And I just showed you my screen when I leaned it to the side. It's light gray. I can pull your white levels, your high colors, but you can't pull contrast level. Where is it? Where'd your contrast level go? Now again, if I'm wrong in this demonstration, all you got to do is take that projector, light up that environment, because if you look at my environment, nice and well lit, and do that demonstration showing a star field. Okay, you can't even pull up the OLED logo in the back. It's black. Samsung 4K. It does not go well. It does not go well. Let's go back to the famous one I like the most. Star field demonstration. You're not even picking up the YouTube display is supposed to be in black in the background. I'm gonna let y'all stare at that for a minute. What about the gray primer stick? Does it match? Let's see if the gray primer stick will match. Let's see. We need some tape for the gray primer stick. You think the gray primer stick will match? No, it doesn't. Does it match here? Does it match there? Does it match here? No, it doesn't. This is the reason why I warn you ahead of time when I tell you that I choose not to do something. It's not because I'm afraid. It's because I'm trying to spare you a little mercy. My technology and how it's designed is on a level that it's not on your level. Like I said, I used to make your stuff back in the day. Yes, it shows an improvement over white screen. That it does do. But saying it's next to ours, no. You don't even match our grade technology. And mind you, my stuff is cheaper than yours. A gallon of this costs my customers $158, and guess what? They can live in Hong Kong and the shipping is still free. Yours is $75 a quart, and it costs your customers $300, plus they got to pay for shipping, and it's not even available overseas. And at that, you can't even do a demonstration, a simple demonstration showing a star field demonstration on your gray screen, but I can do it right here. Something I've requested you off multiple times. And that's not even a $4,000 projector sitting behind me. That's 230 bucks. Not even 4K, not even laser. And you want to challenge my work. You want to challenge my work. That's what you want to do. Oh, sorry, God's work. Keep forgetting on that. Sometimes you got to go back and correct yourself. I'm going to do me a pre-recorded video of this. This is going to be posted on our website. What other screen paints think? Other screen paints. Comparing other grade paints versus our grade technology. Try to cut you some dignity. I tried to, but you keep asking for it, so I'm going to give it to you. This right here, on this other sheet we have over here, is gray primer. The big screen right there. On that side, that's gray primer. That's what that is. That is gray primer. See how it doesn't even match your screen at all? Don't even come close to it. That's gray primer right there. See that? Gray primer. Let me show you something, Crow. This I got at Home Depot for $7. It's Bulls. I think it's Bulls. I think Bulls is the call. See what happens when you don't test your stuff properly? It's the embarrassment you put yourself through. Because you don't test your stuff properly. Where'd your screen go? Where is it? That's Bull's primer. So let me get this straight. You paid $75 for Bull's primer? That's what you paid for. But you're looking at my screen right now, you're thinking, but Ken, that's not fair. Your screen is darker. That's not fair. Look how dark it is. It does look dark, doesn't it? Looks really dark, doesn't it? So that's how you're probably thinking, that's how he's overpowering the screen. Because this screen is so dark. Learning about technology. You have yet to understand how it works. That's how light the screen is. It's not dark at all, not one bit. It's called ultra light gray. The screen is light gray. It looks dark when I put it against the projector because it has coding technology in it. We enhance the contrast levels on the technology. See, it's a gray screen. But when you throw it over there, it looks so dark. Isn't that interesting? Because that's not everyday paint. Wait, but it's dark again. Wait a minute, how's that possible? It was light 1 minute, and now it's dark. What the freak? Yeah, you don't understand technology. Not saying my customers are amazing. I'm talking to the naysayers out there and the crow boys and all those. You don't understand how to develop great technology. That's house paint. There's nothing different about that. There's different about this. Well, that was an interesting topic today, was it not? Was it not an interesting topic today? It was absolutely an amazing topic today. I had a ball. You had a ball. It was quite interesting, was it not? It was. Yes, it was. Quite interesting, educational demonstration done today that we learned so much together. I wish I could do the whole Mr. Rogers thing, you know, it'd be kind of cool, you know. I could do the whole Mr. Rogers thing. Sit there and go, tomorrow. We can't do that because, you know, whole copyright things. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Do the whole Mr. Rogers thing. We've all learned something today. Yes, we have. How people's paint just regular house paint. And how, bottom line, at the end of the day, you can't even match my gray screen paint. And that stuff is cheap. We call that the white screen. That's the white screen of our technology. Even our low-end technology, that's actually extremely good. It's better than your product. And keep in mind, that screen right there, 1 through 8 certified screens. It did the tests outside, all the demonstration tests we put underneath of, that screen passed it. That's how it has its label. You haven't passed any of those tests. Now, so you got this habit of doing these demonstrations on trying to show off, saying, hey, look how much higher the white levels are on my screen toward his black screens. First things first, Skippy, let me educate you on something. Number one, that's not our product, but we do this stuff over here all the time. That's why I have all these certified screens that are lighter than my screen, because I have to do these tests to begin with. Second, we already know that a white level on a lighter gray screen is going to produce a higher white level. That's nothing big at all, period. The problem we have here is the fact that your screen matched perfectly to a $7 primer and my screen didn't. And we match gray screen on gray screen. Since you want to go into this whole, you having the best gray screen on the market, you don't have it, we do. And it's cheaper for our customers because I can pull a contrast demonstration on that screen back there and you can't. I can pull color, reds, blues, and greens, deeper than your screen, and you can't. And that screen, when you put it in front of a projector, automatically turns dark. Yours doesn't. I can take my paint stick, my 4K paint stick, and put it against your screen, and it will match perfectly with no problem. And mind you, this is a stick that I've had in my basement since last year, covered with primer from a previous projection screen that I built. Again, you don't learn. So, since we're going to do dark screens, let's see how well the contrast comes up on your dark UV mix, because you designed the UV mix to be able to pull a heavier contrast level, and you claim to be able to go against the 12, but you couldn't beat the 12. You didn't even beat the 17. We can't beat the 17. You know that already from the door. So we're going to see which one pulls the heavier contrast level. Next to our black technology. Again, I'm going to say it again for you. Oh, that's got to hurt. You really thought that your UV mix, this is the darkest product you have, would basically be to go side by side to a Black Nova 17? You can't pull contrast over next to that screen. "4K Fish" YouTube. Background's supposed to be in black. Where did your screen just go? Did you know that the screens that we develop over here produces an extremely good white level? See that? Oh, by the way, that's everyday primer right there. That's everyday primer. I don't buy your product anymore. I'll just go down to Lowe's and just pick me up some, because it'll match your Metallica mix perfectly. How's that possible? How is that possible? Now, of course, I know you're going to pull a higher white level. I ain't got no problem with that. But my screen's not going to come up so dark, you can't see it. Look at that. Now watch this, bro. So interesting it looks. Now watch this. $7 primer. You match $7 primer perfectly. All right. I gotta admit, I'm lying. I gotta apologize. We're gonna apologize here. It's not primer, Crow. It's actually the screen paint mix that you deleted the video on that you didn't want your customers to see. 3 tablespoons of black paint into a quart of white. That's it. Look at it next to my white screen right there, my white wall. That's what it is. It's your mix that you were telling your customers. That's the Metallica mix right there. Here's your personal mix right here. And here is your UV mix right here. told you. All your product matches. It all matches. I told you. Ta-da. See, there's things I try to spare you on, man. I try to spare you on. This is why you won't do the side-by-side with your products. This is why you won't do it. This is why we requested you to make the paint and do the side-by-side to see how close they come up to each other. It's got to be a huge difference. And this is why you refused to do that demonstration. Because you knew they were all going to match. That's why you deleted the video, so nobody else can see it. And if our technology, again, was so dark as you painted this black image, which it's supposed to be, well, this would be super dark. You wouldn't be to see any of the fish at all. Period. If it was so dark as you painted that picture that you can't even see it. And yet here's your product over here matching your free mix. Well, for those of you who just paid $75 for that, well, you got scammed. You got scammed. Sorry about that. I'm not trying to laugh at you or anything whatsoever, but you got scammed. I'm telling you, Dad had a saying back in the day. Your sales skills were so good, you could literally sell popsicles to Eskimos. Make them believe anything. That's because you got no test. You have no real test behind your products. That screen in there, that in my Black Nova has done more tests on so many levels that your screen paint couldn't even begin to even touch. And yet I can come on here and match your product to primer. Primer, my primer stick, and oh, I forgot about the primer stick and your free mix. There's my primer stick right there. There's the primer stick. Look at that. Primer stick. Primer stick. And you got a nerd that constantly do videos against me. You're scamming your customers every day. I'm going to tell you something. If you call your product being equal to ours, do one demonstration. The Black Nova's test demonstration. Do every single test demonstration we did on that black screen in a fully lit environment. Every test. Long throw, 22 feet, certified screens, color patterns, contrast levels, white levels, demonstrations outside at 13 feet. Do it on that Cinemax you got. Match any one of their demonstrations live. No cutting corners, fully lit environment. And if you can't match any of those test demonstrations under our products, you got no business trying to basically tear down our product. One, basically, we can come in here and match you to a cheap product that you were giving away for free on your page, and all of a sudden it just disappeared. It's not there anymore. But for those of you who didn't get a chance to see the video, well, guess what? We have it because we went in and actually recorded the video so we can use it as a tutorial to make the product to do the demonstration we have here. And I'll post it at the bottom so you can see it for yourself. And go try to find it because you won't. And it's the Metallica Mix 2.0. That's his mix he's basically giving away for free. Well, at the time he was giving it away for free. I don't know now, but at the time he's doing it free. Now he's selling it. That's a shame. That is a shame. Crying shame. That's a shame. They all matched. Every last one even matched. That is a crying shame, man. Okay. You basically purchased. Now that's the product you made with the 2 teaspoons. That's right here. It's primer on a stick. Heck, if that's the case, I got 5 gallons of that primer downstairs because I got to go prime the basement and I got to go prime my attic. I got your paint right here. I don't need to buy it. I got 5 gallons of it. I can do demonstrations. That's why you probably get so offensive every time I do a demonstration of any kind of gray screen paint. You go into a frenzy. That's what it is. Nothing different about it. Oh, man. That's what it is. That's why you go into a frenzy. But as I said before to my customers, if a black screen is not for you, guess what? We got gunmetal. And if you don't like the gunmetal, then I got gray technology in it that's better than his. And I can back it up because you just saw it. Outperformed his screen on just about every level. He can't even pull contrast. I can pull contrast. You can't do it. I got a 4300 lumen crispy projector. Look how close I'm sitting up on the screen. You can't see contrast on your screen paint. So yes, my gray screen paint is better than your gray screen paint. It's better. It is better than your gray screen. And cheaper, more affordable for my customers. If you're not going to do your job right, I'll do it for you. Caught you before you was going to fall. Caught you before you was going to fall. This, you gotta put lights on. We're not gonna do this in the dark. Come on. This is ambient projection technology. Do lights on for this one. Yeah! Start the demonstration. This is our great technology, Crow, and it's better than your product. Cheaper than your product. Of course, my customers, they can get the best product for less, saving them hundreds. Star screensaver. I don't know why they put that video in there. Every time I ask for a star fill, they'll pop that video in there. I'm gonna do this one right here. See that black level? You want to talk about gray screen paints? This is my great technology right here. I beat your screen. Where's your contrast level? I'm gonna paint one of these on a big screen, and we're gonna do gray screen. We're gonna do gray screen versus gray screen right now. See how you can't see your contrast levels correctly? You can see your colors a little bit. Put your contrast in there. And that's the most important thing for a gray screen to be able to pull is a contrast level. See, black screens with their technology, the biggest thing for them to be able to pull is a white level. When it comes to a gray screen, it's contrast. Colors, come on, man, gray screens are automatically going to pull colors. That's automatically a given. When he keeps doing demonstrations over and over again, like, look at the colors, look at the colors, big deal. Gray screens can pull color. My gray screen can pull color all day long. The thing is can you pull a contrast level? That's the magic question for the day. Can you pull a star field? Can you show a 100% contrast level? How dark do your colors come up? But showing off how bright and beautiful your colors are, old news. I'm going to tell you like it is. I don't care if you don't like the demonstration. I'm going to tell you like it is. The color demonstrations are washed out and done. Any gray screen. We have great technology over here. I can show you colors all day long if you want. Big deal. It can pull colors. You have to do the opposite of what the screen is not designed to do. You have to pull a black level. And as of right now, you're not doing that. Let's go over it. Now, if you want to do dark gray versus dark gray, we did your UV mix right against my gunmetal. And my gunmetal was able to outperform your screen with no problem. And blew the other one two out with no problem whatsoever. Just for the heck of it. Because your customers requested it. So if you're upset about that video, you got to take it up to with your customers who actually believe in your product, that they're actually buying primer. Starfield screensaver. This is the one I've been asking you for over and over and over again, and you just refuse to do the demonstration. You don't want to do it. I don't need a black screen to outperform your screen. I can do it on my light gray. See the white levels? My technology can pull white levels all day. That's easy. But the problem is, you can't pull a contrast level. See, when that commercial came on, I could pull your white level all day. But you can't pull a contrast level. You can't go where my screen can go. And it's great. Let you get a closer look at that so you can see up close, so you don't think I'm pulling any tricks. This is all done live. This is why we asked request Starfield demonstrations, because either your screen has contrast or it doesn't. This will prove it. This is why he doesn't do it. Now, if your Cinemax is lighter than that personal mix, oh my goodness, you're gonna make that thing look like a white sheet of paper against this thing. And since you call your Cinemax being able to pull contrast levels better than a Black Nova, then, you know, we're going to have to purchase it soon. We need to purchase it, get it down here so we can put you against a Black Nova and see if you basically can cause our screen to go dark like you did in your demonstration, because we already proved our point on these two screens over here. We got your personal mix over here and we got your Metallica mix. And I was still able to blow these screens out with no problem and show another video demonstration of you doing your own demonstration. Now we got light gray screen versus light gray screen. Where is your contrast? Not, who's there? No contrast. No contrast. So if I'm wrong, like I said, do a contrast demonstration. Show a Starfield demonstration, fully lit environment, light that place up, and show that your screen can pull a contrast level. Because I can show you that my gray screen can pull a contrast level when you haven't displayed that yet. So technically, as of today, my screen paint is better than yours. My gray paint is more superior than yours and cheaper, and it saves my customers hundreds of dollars. And until you can basically do some demonstration of that, 3 tablespoons or primer or whatever and show a significant difference between the two, then your stuff is just everyday primer, and that's what your customers are buying. Primer. Sweet, sweet primer. Red screen. Oh, you thought you was going to pull up the same red as my screen. No, you can't do that. Only my screen sees red. Yours can't see red. Your screens wash out. That's why you have to sit in the dark. I'll let y'all stare at that for a minute. You paid $75 for primer. That's what you paid for. Okay, people, with that being said, anything else would be beating a dead horse to death, pretty much, or a dead crow to death, either way you want to put it. No, that was disrespectful. That was wrong. I apologize you to that when I was wrong. I was disrespectful. I do know when I basically crossed the line and I'm showboating too much, so I apologize for that one. That was disrespectful. I don't want to ever become like you. So, no, I apologize. That was crossing the line. But anyway, yeah. The thing about it is, like, seeing him demonstrations being done in the dark, and he's always, all the stuff that he does, and he, I hear the way you talk. You don't even explain stuff properly. You don't even know the proper way how to explain things. And you're just feeding people a whole bunch of nonsense. And I kept asking you when we were just developing. I told you we had no interest in developing great screen paints. We told y'all that before. But when you see somebody doing the same thing over and over again, and you start environments and high-end projectors and telling people they got to calibrate this and that, and you're just doing things you're not even testing your product against other screens, you're not even doing fully lit demonstrations, you're not doing anything, man. You're just throwing stuff in the dark and just saying, look how amazing it looks. Are you kidding me? So if you can't do a gray screen correctly, I'll come over into your backyard and I'll show you how to do it. And this is how you're supposed to do it. This is how you're supposed to display your screen. And if you want to see the test under this technology, knock yourself out, because they're all done the same way. You don't do your job right. You don't. Well, I'm telling you, boy, I swear, I think you'd be a better person if you grew up with my father, boy, because he was straight hardcore military. And knock you upside your head a couple of times. You do the job right. Didn't take anything half done. Had to be done right. Don't do it all. Get out of his face. My goodness. Look at that. Look at that. That is disgusting. I'm sorry, man. You make it look bad for people in this business. Look at this. This is paint. This is on a primer. $7 primer. $7 primer. $7 primer. $7 primer. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm passionate about my work. I love what I do for a living. I love home theater. I love home theater so much. I even go back and I watch the old demonstrations where they had black and white film, when projection screens first started, how they invented it. I even need to look up who invented the first popcorn maker and movie tickets and all that stuff, everything. I love home theater. This is my job and something that I love to do, and I have a passion for it. And it disgusts me when people cut corners and don't do the job right. That's what upsets me. And not just him. There's big corporations too. I watch them when they do their demonstrations. I see calm down. Relax. I see the stuff that they do is wrong. You wouldn't charge somebody $4 and $5 for $4,000, $5,000 for a projection screen. Are you freaking kidding me? That thing better transform, mow my lawn, cook dinner, and everything else under the face of the sun. All right, with that being said, before I say something, and I got to pray on this and just get myself to calm down, it just upsets me when I see people doing things the wrong way. When you have a passion for something, and it's something that you love to do, and I do this whether I'm sick or whether I'm healthy, I still do my job because I love what I do. And when you see somebody just not doing a job right, it just basically sours you. It does. But they just do stuff like this. My goodness. And you got a nerve to talk about me. All right, people. I'm going to get here, finish up my job here. I got to get stuff taken care of for my customers. I still got 2 screens. I got a demo for customers on Saturday. I got to do those demonstrations for them. I got to build the massive 143-inch screen. And here, you can see I'm really choking up here. and get myself some hot tea and relax. And I'm gonna watch me some tutorials or something just relax. But it just bugs me, man. People just, wow. Look at that. That's sad, Crow. That is real sad. All right, I'm out of here, people. Thank you all for your time. I got to go, and God bless. Oh, and just real quick, because I know some of you are looking at the screen and say, well, Ken, that's not fair. I get that all the time. Ken, it's not fair because your screen is dark. It does look dark. And I explain that to people. It does look dark. It's just the code in it. The code automatically turns the screen dark. So that's what it's designed to do, especially if it's being hit with a lot of ambient light. They automatically get darker. So it's an interesting thing that we learned. You know, my Lord teaches me such cool stuff. There you go. It's a light gray screen. It's just that when the ambient light rejection technology that we're working on, and we started with these first, is that when they get hit with light, they actually darken. Pretty cool, huh? God's amazing. All right, got to go in. God bless. By the way, Crow, told you, my screen's just as light as yours and more contrast level.